are the risks of abortion?
The shock and the denial.
That's not counselling.
Giving a lecture in guilt.
Crisis Pregnancy Centres Uncovered. Watch on BBC iPlayer.
Welcome to Newsday, reporting live from Singapore. I'm Karishma Vaswani. The headlines. Donald Trump becomes the first former US president to face criminal charges. He's indicted after a probe into money paid to an adult entertainer. The former leader will be charged in New York over alleged hush money given to Stormy Daniels just before the 2016 presidential election. Mr. Trump, who's running to be president again in 2024, has called the charges of political persecution and election interference at the highest level in history. We'll have the very latest on President Trump's criminal indictment, but also coming up on this edition of Newsday, a US jury finds the Oscar-winning actor Gwyneth Paltrow was not responsible for the injuries sustained by a man during a ski slope collision in 2016.
Live from our studio in Singapore. This is BBC News. It's Newsday.
Hello and welcome to the programme. We begin with breaking news, unprecedented scenes from the United States, a real moment in history as it's been described by many of the correspondents we've been speaking to this evening. Donald Trump has become the first US president in history to be charged with a crime. He'll be charged in New York over alleged hush money given to a porn star just before the 2016 presidential election. Now, Mr. Trump, who's running again for president, has repeated he's innocent and called the indictment political persecution and election interference. His son Eric said it was the opportunistic targeting of a political opponent in a campaign year. Well, we can cross now to the BBC's Neda Tawfiq, who is outside the court in New York, as I understand it, and we can speak to Neda. Neda, great to get you on the programme. In the first instance, your reaction to what's happening today? I believe we're having some difficulty reaching out to my colleague Neda Tawfiq there, who is standing outside the court as we understand it. Just to remind you of what has been happening this evening with that breaking news coming from the United States, with Donald Trump becoming the first former United States president, I should say, to face criminal charges. The case in New York relates to alleged hush money payments to an adult entertainer before the 2016 election. This has certainly raised so many questions about what it means for Donald Trump going forward in terms of the legal process and the legal precedents in this case, and lots of conversations about what this means as well for the presidential process, given the fact that we have the presidential election coming up in 2024. There has been a lot of debate and divisiveness about this already. We've heard from the Trump side with a statement coming from President Trump. But for now, we can also speak to Julia Manchester, a reporter with The Hill based in Washington, D.C. It's great to get you on the show, Julie. And I just have to say, what an unprecedented moment in U.S. history. Your thoughts?
Yeah, what an unprecedented moment. I mean, first of all, you've never had a president of the United States be indicted for a crime, so that's history making. But the same president who's been indicted is also running for president again in 2024. So that adds yet another layer of complication.